Hi, my name is Destiny Serta, and I have created a new YouTube channel called The Teacher Mom in hopes to share some of the teaching strategies that I learned while I was an educator that I plan to use at home with my first baby. So I just thought this was very beneficial information that I wish I could have shared with my parents while I was an educator, and I just didn't want to keep it to myself, so I decided to create a YouTube channel and share it with all of you. So here we go. Want to start off with what the Teacher Mom channel is not. It is not a parenting guide. It is not a discipline guide. I'm not trying to convince moms to become teachers or expect them to teach like teachers at home. And this is especially not a your child will become a genius and the perfect student guide. Okay, so I'm not trying to teach you how to parent your kids or how you're going into parenting styles or discipline styles or trying to convince people to do anything that they're not comfortable with or anything that they are not familiar with. What I want to do is, so the Teacher Mom channel is, as a former educated and now soon to be a stay-at-home mom, I will never ever lose a teacher in me. I'm going to constantly be teaching and in any way that I can, and I'm very excited to get to do that with my first baby. But I also wanted to incorporate these things at home because I saw how beneficial they were in the classroom. So I did learn a lot in the classroom and saw a way that I could tie these strategies to hopefully get my child to do things well at home. I also love students and I love parents. I think kids are amazing, they have so much potential, and they're awesome, and the parents are awesome. So you have your parental instincts, you have your parenting styles, there's just these awesome little strategies that could help everyday activities to the next level. And the great thing is that these strategies are already being used by your students' teachers. They're best practice strategies in the education field. So your children are kind of already familiar with them, but it will not make home feel like school either. Okay. I also understand that every child's home is different. Parents have different work schedules, different jobs, different dynamics. There's single parent homes, there's multifamily homes, there's divorced homes, there's adoption homes, and so every child, there's parents that work at night, and or different schedules where parents don't get to see their kids that often. And I understand that, like I said, there's just not a way to get you to teach like a teacher at home. It's more of taking advantage of the little time or the lot of time that you may have with your child and just taking it to the next level. I also just want to share all of these in hopes that it will help other parents. So I'm going to take each of these and just talk a little bit more about them. Okay, I learned so much in the classroom and saw a way to incorporate these strategies at home. I've been a second grade teacher and a fifth grade teacher, and honestly, what I learned is that kids are kids. They just got a little bit bigger. They do like books, they do like songs, they do like to dance, they do like to play and be silly regardless of their age. And I just think that we need to approach them in that way. We can't expect them to behave like adults or to think like adults, but we can help them get there. Also, there are different learning styles. So every child learns in a different way. Some kids can listen to something and get it right away. Some kids need to move. Some kids need to physically do the activity. But one thing they have in common is they all need to practice and do it over and over and over again. So with those learning styles, we take those as educators, we take them into consideration when planning our lessons, and also when we assess them, just basically how we test them to make sure that they've got it, and also with just the different ways of presenting the information to them, which we will talk about that in another video. I love students and I love parents. Okay, teaching children is a privilege and honor that I've had so far in my life, and I hope it just breaks my heart that I won't get to do it for a good while, but I'm excited to stay home with my baby. And I love parents because they're the reason why I get to teach their kids in the first place. So communicating everything to all of my parents is almost impossible. There's just not enough hours in the day. There's different schedules. There's just life in general. And I wish that what I might want to communicate in this channel is what I could have communicated with my parents while I was an educator, while I was their child's teacher. Some of these things were able to communicate, but not everything, at least not in the way that I'm going to present it in this channel. So yes, let's move on. Okay, so understand that every child's home life is different. Like I said, there's all different types of homes, and that's okay. Obviously, if there's something crucially wrong, abuse or neglect, or just very much need, then as an educator, by law, educators are required to intervene in that sense, which is not a fun thing in the educator side, but every child home's life is different. And we have to embrace that, and we have to understand that not every parent gets to be a stay-at-home parent, or they just don't have the option of working days and not working nights. And so we understand that every child's home life is different, but I want to give parents the power to make the most of their time with their kids at home. If it's 20 minutes at the end of the night to read a bedtime story and tuck them in, if it's weekends, if it's during dinner time, if it's in the morning for breakfast, there is a time to make the most of time with kids. And that is what I hope to share with you with these strategies. And the classroom is very dynamic like that as well. There's lots of kids, so there's not just 1 or 2 or 3 or 5. There's also lack of control with scheduling. Sometimes pep rallies come up, field trips, assemblies. A teacher is out, so the classes have to be split, and just all kinds of things that get in the way from a teacher being able to get everything done in one day. And so with our planning, we have to be very, very careful and very intentional with making the most of the time that we do have. Okay, and that is the power that a teacher has, and that is the power that I want to give to you as parents. I want to share what I know in hopes that it will help other parents, and that it will help you. I want to do easy everyday activities that you already do with your kids and just enhance them, just make them a little bit better, and give you a little insight as to the strategies that your kids' teachers are using in their classrooms already, to maybe take a book that your kids have had in their bookshelf for the longest, but read it in a different way. Or taking dinner time and cleanup is going to be a little different today. And it's going to be, I hope, many of, oh, why didn't I think of that moments? You're a parent, you've got your parental instincts, and sometimes we just kind of need a little clarification or just a little push, or just reaffirming, okay, yes, that's what I'm doing already, and I'm glad that there's research behind it and that it's been proven to work. So that is what I hope to do with this, and just practice makes perfect. You will get better over time, your kids will get better over time, and that is the whole purpose of this channel. So why do I plan to use teaching strategies at home? So I understand that my baby, he or she, we're not sure what we're having yet. We're going to keep it a surprise until baby is born. So there's very few things in this world that are actually real surprises, and this is one of them. So my husband and I decided to keep it unknown until baby makes its grand entrance into this world. But I understand that he or she will not be a baby forever. That baby is going to grow up, and that baby is going to leave me, as sad as that may seem, but I want to prepare them for the real world. And as dramatic as that may sound, because it's going to be a baby, it's going to be an infant, their world is going to be my home, but even if they leave home to daycare, or when they're in school, when they're in middle school, high school, college, the workforce, armed forces, once they grow up to be parents, they're going to have to face the real world for themselves, and I want to prepare my child to become independent and they can take care of themselves. The goal of every teacher is for their students to eventually be able to do what we taught them by themselves and to use it in many areas of their life. So we are wanting our kids to eventually be independent, and we just stand by and watch them apply what they have learned. And that is the hope of this strategy, of this channel, is to get your kids to be interested in reading, to communicate with you in complete sentences, to be able to clean their room and actually know what that means. So we'll get into that in one of my videos. That's actually very funny. Just sometimes the way that we explain things is not how a child understands them, and so we have to clarify our expectations. So I want a child to be able to take a book and do many, many things with it. Pay attention to the characters, to pay attention to how it makes connection to their life, how they can feel what the characters are feeling, how they can make connections to other movies or books or friends or any other type of experience that they've had. It's going to be a very eye-opening and very beneficial time for you and your kids, and it's going to hopefully help your communication, help you run through your home life smoothly, and just to help you and your kids be successful in just all around things. So that is my hope for this channel. I will make short, sweet, to the point videos. I want parents to feel successful, so I want them to see this video and think, okay, yeah, I could do this at home. I could read that book that we've read a million times and try to do something different with it. I don't want to make it seem like you're going to have to set up a classroom. You're going to have to go get all kinds of supplies and schedules, and it's not going to be like that. And it's really going to be teaching strategies and making them adaptable to any activity or book that you are doing in your home. Like I said, from chores to dinner time to getting ready in the morning to bedtime to bath time. This could be done at any point throughout the day. So I hope that this has been a beneficial time, and I hope that you subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. Also, there is a Google slide kind of question place where you can ask any questions and I can respond. You'll also be able to see other people's questions and my responses to them. So it kind of is like a little bit of a, I don't want to say support group, but you know, people have questions and sometimes people have the same questions that you have, and you can collaborate, you can share your ideas. I will be able to on there share what I have done in the past in the classroom and in my home. So I hope this is beneficial, and I hope you get to watch the other channels and have it work for you in your home.